Hi guys, and welcome to Cat Tarot. I have a few announcements to make. Last Sunday, I have reached 500 subscribers milestone, and I did test the live sessions and it worked. And a few of you who kind of like got a really quick message, they jumped on, did get their questions asked, so everything worked really well. So next live session is on Friday, March the 3rd at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please join in and prepare your questions. I'll see you there. Now this brings me to basically an issue of subscription, so please subscribe and you can join me on a Facebook as well. So you're going to get a notification when is the next live session. So just if I have time, I can just send this notification, and if you have time, you can join in. Link for Facebook is in the description, so check it out there. And last announcement, I promise there are two current specials. You can get yes or no questions and I can turn it around right away, basically the same day. It's only $10. Please check my website how to get it, or look up on Facebook, Cat Tarot News, and let's go from there. And again, for you new guys, new subscribers, like how it really works, your engagement is going to reward you by actually getting your basically horoscope sign out first. So by clicking subscribe, like, by sharing, by leaving comments, you actually are placing yourself in a position. So this week, Libra, Pisces, Aries, Sagittarius, and Gemini are getting extended horoscope. So without further ado, let's start. Hello Libra, you're the gold winner this week, so let's see what's in the store for you. Hi Libra, I am going to do something really special for you, because you were really not only the gold winner, but you were murderers. You kind of like really smashed this board and kind of like put the second place to shame. So I think, just like usually the winner gets, you're going to get some really good reading. So I am doubling it up, and we are going to clarify that with gypsy cards and get some like really wonderful answers. So let's start. We have codependency and the lovers as your base cards. So what is happening here? Saying addictions are affecting our romantic life, and then we have these two super cute kitties that are actually so nicely snuggling together, and there is nothing better than when two cats decide they're like meant for each other, because you know how independent they are. You Libra, let's couple this with what actually you have in the base. You have this Grace. This is like this gorgeous little kitty that decided to go through the ways and still not lose her dignity. This is so much like you Libra, kind of like really trying to keep really proper in all situations. However, the second card over here shows that somebody's feather got ruffled. So this is Six of Sky, and it is reversed. So this basically means that, you know, you kind of like here got fed up and you're just simply leaving. This, you know what guys, I had enough and I am not doing this anymore. So the conflict is not kind of like the thing. And here we are definitely so done and over with it. So these two cards obviously are combining, saying that you're kind of like coming back to really your own, to your pretty dignity, and sort of like, very contrary to Libra, kind of like finding out how to be the most productive. So when we go to basically your base and we get this codependency and lovers, what I'm thinking about here is that you guys are kind of like trying to figure out, why are you so dependent on love? Why is this such a big source of energy for you? Nothing wrong about it, but just like what could not be helpful is if you find a partner who is maybe not the best person for you. So I think you're trying to find out how to love properly and how to basically choose partners that are in your best interest. The crossing card is calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Yes. Again, you have a playful card. You have here Five of Fire. I don't interpret this card as trouble, even though you see playful kittens kind of like trying to see who is going to outdo who. It just seems to be a learning basic experiment, in my opinion. And just like nicely kind of like teasing and bickering is just like fine. Just like if you get in a situation, like right, soulmate could be the right person for you. But just like, I mean, sometimes like teasing back and forth is part of flirting. So just keep this in mind. You have, and you guys, I don't have to tell you, Libras have this like innate diplomacy and knowing when to stop. But if somebody feels jeopardized, right, apply your emotional intelligence and kind of like stop there. This should be like nice teasing and kind of like creating energy, not basically killing the buzz. So, what basically brought you here? What brought you to basically this week? So what are you bringing? You're bringing with you, give your relationship a chance and work on your partnership. So, why am I so shocked, right? You have it here. You're wondering what is basically the right thing, and you're wondering if you really want to go to this relationship. But you know what? This relationship that you really need to work on is you, relationship with you. Because you cannot build anything if you didn't build yourself. So maybe some of you already finished this, another of you are still working on it. Most of us work on it all our lives. And then we get that like a mature relationship that kind of keeps us going. For some of us, that relationship is only with ourselves. For the others, who got lucky, they found a mate. So I think you guys want to find a mate. Obviously here the lover is showing up and this dignity, and you know what? This mate has to be somebody you will not fight with. You know what you want, and in this case it's the mate. And how do I know? You have Ace of Fire. This is such a lovely card. You have, but Ace of Fire is this lovely card that kind of tells me passion is like so important. You want like wishy-washy relationships anymore. You want something that's going to have utmost passion. And I think this is why the codependency came up, and that's why you have the fire card here, because you are moving. Remember how we were talking like that all signs are going through sort of like shift, and everybody was made uncomfortable for the last 2-3 months. Everybody was made to do things that we really don't want to do. Kind of like you're an air sign, you're a diplomatic sign, like, but when somebody starts to like be too clingy for you, like you kind of like freak out and you're out of there, because you really need to connect with somebody on ideas, on art, on fashion, on common interests. That's really, really appealing to you. But right now, you really want to see that fire in them, literally fire. So now, what else was in the past? Children. Your love life is being affected by children. This is not necessarily your child or your children. This could be somebody else's. You could have, lack of time with your own kids. Or basically you met someone who actually was putting you on a second spot because you're his kids. Or simply this could be a project or could be something else that was getting in the way and sort of like the proverbial child of yours. So it looks like you're leaving it in the past. You're realizing that if you're choosing a partner, you cannot put your kids or your projects first, because that person has to have the most important place in your life. Of course, over time they have to deserve it. But if you ever make anybody feel unworthy, and even if you start them on a second, third, or fifth place, they're not going to feel right. So I think that's where the codependency was. You were like kind of like always in some kind of like trying to please someone. My ascendant is Libra. I know that very well. I really want to be as gentle, as diplomatic, as nice with people, up to one point, and then all of that just goes out the window, and then I really tell them what they think. So codependency means, you know what, let's not get to this point. Let's kind of like give them hints along the way. This is what we want, and if they don't want it, off we go. Bye-bye. I'm not going to lose it. I'm going to be really nice. I'm going to be really gracious. But guess what? You're in the history. So if they're treating you as a project, or if you feel like you're treating it as a project, you kind of recognize this is not the right thing for you. And this is confirmed with Four of Earth. So basically here you had this guarded energy. So this was kind of like if somebody new came to your life, you felt, do I want this person or do I want this person? Kind of like, Libras always waving like two sides of the issues. Like, which way do I want to go? So here, kind of like you felt a little bit selfish and kind of like your things came first, which is like really normal, Libra. I don't blame you. Most of us basically have life and we have our stuff and you want the other person to integrate. But you also have to integrate. See, your toys are not best used when basically they are hidden. Your toys are best used when actually you're sharing with someone. So this is telling you, you know what? Make it a party. Do something. If you have children, just make everybody kind of like join in and use these toys that you purchased and you like really so nicely collected to be actually shared with someone. So, what is your lesson for this week? Your lesson is getting to know each other. And as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Yes, Libras, this is not only for a partner, but this is also for knowing yourself. Having a bond with yourself is like so important because that way the codependency cannot like kick in. So what really codependency means? It means staying with someone for the wrong reasons. So for example, somebody let's use kind of like drastic example. Somebody mistreats you and you kind of keep hoping, well, you know, he could, if he didn't mean it, or she didn't mean it, or, you know, like, I mean, for sure, like, I mean, this is not real, and it was just like a mistake. And then you keep on going. At one point, it starts to feel, you're not even questioning yourself, you just like keep on going, but you are feeling in your stomach, you're feeling that knot, and you're feeling this is not right. Your friends are asking you, why are you with this guy, or why is this woman like I mean doing this to you? What's wrong with you? And you keep doing it, and you're not feeling it right, and you're trying to convince yourself you can make it work because you know you are such a strong personality. But you know what? Like, I mean, this is basically meaning, like, you have to find out what is that you really want. Because not everybody is meant for us. Even though you're love sign, I mean, not everybody is meant for us. So Libra, right now, like the Venus retrograde is coming up on March 4th. If you didn't check my video on Venus retrograde, please do. I'm going to include a link in the very end. It is very long, but it has timestamps, so just like jump on your part. The reason why I'm urging you is like that you guys are ruled by planet Venus, and it's going to affect you more than the other signs. You and Taurus are going to be the most affected, so there you can see what you need to watch for. So the card is basically is coupled with this one is Sky Kitten. It is a lovely card of a really playful kitten that will step on dandelion here and there, but overall is looking up. So getting to know each other means you have to expand yourself. You have to reach up. So getting to know each other means, oh, this person is like into this. Before maybe you would kind of like go, I don't think so. Next. But like, I mean, this is urging you to really learn, to really expand yourself. Ask questions. So, you like this? Why? What is of interest? Like, what do you love about it? And quite frankly, that's what's going to happen back. When you show openness to someone else, then basically they kind of like want to get more in your life. So basically that pendulum goes deeper. This is how you get to know each other. And if somebody doesn't want to get to know you, then that's basically a message in itself, and this is good to absorb. Again, try to open yourself to new things. That's your lesson for this week. Now, what's going to happen this week? So, you'll actually have two extremes. One is passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Well, guess what? We have a passion here. You already kind of like came to this week with who I'm ramping up. Today you're ramping up because like this basically Taroscope is kicking in on Wednesday and you are getting it on Monday because you guys were awesome. So passion got you here. Taroscope first. So yeah. Mental note, please do that again. Like get it again. But you got here Ace of C reversed. The proverbial love card, the start of something new, it's kind of like in reverse. So, you know, what would that mean reversed over here? I think it might be a false start. You might actually meet someone who is not that great. You might again feel, you know, that you're like, I mean, that's codependent relationship, that this is not exactly where you should be going. You know what? Good news, you're going to recognize it this time because it is like something you're learning this week. And this week is start of that Venus retrograde, which is really, really, really going to force you to learn more about yourself. So, how do you see yourself? Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Not kidding, Libras. You are really working on yourself. You're working on removing this codependency. You're working on setting stages and in teasing way kind of finding out who is your soulmate. Because you know what, if you cannot have fun with someone, if you cannot tease with someone on a healthy level, just make sure you don't cross your boundaries. What's the point, right? And of course you're like ramped up for passion and like you want to kind of give it a chance. You're not going to like quickly walk away, and you're willing to get to know each other, and at the same time you are not going to put as many things as a kind of barrier between this happening. So, no kidding that you're feeling like, you know what? It is a time to move forward because I think I am getting there. I'm really getting healthier and I want to bring my love life to the higher level. For some of you people who actually are already in a relationship that's actually starting to feel this way, for Valentine's you were going, I don't know, but in the back of your head you were thinking, well, is he the one? Is she the one? Should I go further with this? Do I see him as my future mate? And that kind of made you even kind of like more anxious because you're going like through all this back and forth, like should I not do that? But do this, friends, do what we did. Just like put him or her on the equal level with everything else in your life. Make sure there are not bad patterns in a relationship. If they are, there is a loving way to resolve it, and you have to make a choice. Do you really want to do that with this person or this kid? Do you want to snuggle up or no? Because you have to think 20 years, 30 years ahead. Like, would you be looking forward to spending time with this person? So, what is coupled with this engagement? Here, we have this card of patience. Look at this key. Looking into this hole. Like, everything can be scary. Like, dark can fall. And, yeah, the kitty is still going to do that here. But you know what? Here, the kitty is fed up of waiting. Absolutely. Why the heck am I doing this? Is the food readily available somewhere else? So just be careful, Libra, not to fall into the same hole again, right? It's so easy for you to attract a partner. Like, you are so naturally kind of good looking. And even if physically you're not the most stunning person, you have that thing about you, that nobility that attracts people. You just have to sit somewhere and eat properly and people will notice you. So, of course, you can actually charm like even a snake if you need to. And that's the problem. You have these options and you have these choices. And that's why I'm saying, right now, it's like my caprice to actually, go further. And you're like not willing to wait, but just be very, very careful that you kind of conquered your own kind of like your own self. So what is what's happening on the outside, the other people in your life, and also how your feelings, true feelings, fitting with this. Well, now you're getting to the truth. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Right? You cannot force this engagement. You shouldn't be forcing it. You cannot force this codependency to finish this week. You just cannot like resolve everything in 1 week because oh my god, like if you do, yeah, I want to talk to you. I'll pay any money and you're going to be the best therapist in the world. But unfortunately, most things have to happen slower. So let go of control issues. That means, sometimes people do because different things from us because they had different life paths. And that goes back to get to know each other, ask questions, expand your back to asking, learning new things about everybody and how they deal with things can actually help you. You might not necessarily go for it yourself, but you will learn about other people. And once when you understand where they come from, your own issues are going to just like fly out the window. So this is coupled with Fire King. And this is almost the same thing. Here we have a charismatic guy or a woman who is like very naturally attractive, who kind of like gets followers just because like he sits somewhere. Right? This is somebody who really look up to. This again is a very attractive person, but now this can be a married man who just forgets to tell you he's married. This could be a girl who is very flirty, very beautiful, very sexy, But she just forgets to tell you her heart is broken, and she just really, really only looks this way because she's masking all the pain. So, you know, naturally you would just react if you uncover this and you're very intelligent, you do uncover things. You would just snap and you would just go away. But this is asking you, you know what? Stop. Because you know what, Libra, you had those situations yourself. So you don't know where this is going to go from here. Letting go of control issues means just like expand every possibility. Maybe this person is going to be your best friend for the rest of your life. Maybe this person really found someone who has been sent to this planet to really talk to him or her about that. And you know what? Like, I mean, if you find somebody like that, just observe it. Also, be very careful about yourself, that you protect yourself, because you can fall into this codependency with people like that because you are just trying to be very nice and at the same time be helpful, but do not really fall into any kind of holes because you are deciding that over here, and ask other. That is the key. And why is my picture freezing? I hope it's not going to freeze when this is recorded. So, where are we getting to that? Fears and hopes, forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Isn't that the truth? Because the baggage is not there. Because like all these bad ingredients that you had in the mix are fading. And so the entire reading seems to like kind of be glued to that, you know, forgiving and learning. It's not so much about the others, it's about us. You can forgive someone without telling them. And sometimes it's really hard. But you know what? You don't need to forget. In fact, I urge you not to forget. I never understood forget because forgetting is not good. Sometimes we do horrible things in relationships without even realizing we did them. And it's good to remind ourselves that we should not take relationships for granted. And also that nobody's supposed to take us for granted. So this is learning, seems to be a theme. Getting to know each other, let go of control issues, codependency, you know, children. This whole learning is like getting a new level of yourself. And that forgiving and learning is going to bring some kind of communication, some spirit of activities. You might actually just dig out your books that you used to love, some old projects. You might actually get the whole thing. Well, you know what? I didn't do this for a while. Let's do it. You might join the groups on Facebook and chit chat and get new friends and meet new people this way, or find the new effective ways how to communicate. This might even mean that somebody will contact you who basically you used to really like, somebody was very passionate, and basically you are kind of like in the vibes for that. So kind of like be careful with that, or look forward to that. So the week ends with make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Wow. What were the steps over here? Get rid of codependency in order to call your soulmate. Give your relationship a chance. Involve passion to it. Don't put other things. In front of as a barrier. Allow yourself that chance. Get to know him or her. Kind of like go a little bit deeper than the surface. Yes, be open up to everything. Engagement and wedding is a possibility, but to get there, you have to let go of control issues. How do you let go of control issues? By forgiving and learning, by exercising passion. And make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And there you go. You get your mate, King of Pentacles. It's one of the best kings you can get. He enjoys luxury. He enjoys good life. He is going to treat you like the best you can be. So this is a very grounded individual. This is somebody who kind of works very hard and who has various interests, who might not on the surface appear to be the most charming. He's not this guy. He's not Mr. Charming, who also is Mr. Lying. This is the guy who is a Mr. Reliable. This is the guy who worked all his life, who maybe has kids, who maybe basically is a good provider and who is very proud about it. He is not going to be a guy who's going to basically be wasting his time and always chasing the projects that somehow end up in that end. This is the guy who is going to take care of you, or this is a woman who is going to always cook you a good meal. This is a woman who is going to ask you, honey, are you tired? And what can I do to actually make your life better? So this is the mate you're striving to get. So by the end of the week, you might either meet somebody like that, or you might actually realize, well, this is actually what I need. And this is not a guy, or this is not a type of the guy that I was so far actually meeting. So I think I want to clarify this, and I want to clarify this. Because to me, it could be a little bit of conflict. On one hand, there is a passion. On the other hand, is lack of willingness to start something new. And on the third hand, like you have a passion here. So let's see what this is all about. Passion. Let's see. And then we are going to clarify there's like two guys and two women coming to your life. Okay, let's see this passion. What is this? Let's see. Ace of Cups reversed. We have one jumper. For Libra. Aha, that's what this is all about. You see, on one hand, you got prison, you got melody, and you got faithfulness. Passion, romance, prison, melody, faithfulness. So yes, you obviously want passion, but at the same time, you fear it. You feel that maybe passion, because it's not natural, your element, can actually burn you. And you might kind of like do something out of passion that maybe it's going to ultimately make you sick. And you're wondering if you can trust a person who's so passionate. Could he be actually the person, or male or female person, who's going to just jump and find somebody else to be passionate about? I guess overall it looks to me that you are wondering if this is a lasting emotion that you can basically handle. So this is something that is basically already right there. You're going to meet somebody, or you're having a discussion about someone, or you're going to discussion about the topic with somebody else. Because this is something that you need to do. But you know what the answer is? I guess getting to know somebody else, asking questions, and everybody has passion in themselves to a certain degree. But even if the person is so passionate, eventually they're going to ground themselves, and you're going to see completely different aspects, and this is a part of knowing. So let's see this control issues and this Fire King again. Like I have a jumper here. And let's see, what is this Fire King reverse? Fire King reverse for Libra. Ooh, yeah. That is somebody, or you got child, you got sorrow, and you got service. So that is someone who definitely wants to start something new with you. But that guy is not good. That woman is not good. It's that passion that you're vibing with, but you know what? This can actually slip you off the feet, and this is going to end up in sorrow. So be careful, because this guy is going to appear to be the perfect guy. He's going to hold the doors open, or this is going to look a perfect woman, like really nicely dressed, and just like she's going to feel like she's a right fit. Be very, very careful. This is the person who is here to let you kind of like realize that, not everything is as it seems. And let's see this wonderful King of Earth, the Earth King. What is this person here? What are you going to realize? Okay, Libra, Earth King. What Earth King? I got here reverse misfortune, I got conversation, reunion, and the pride or hotness. So this kind of jumped out, and I think that means that you had to go through hell in order to learn what really works, in order to learn that after something has been completely burned, that it needs to be rebuilt. And that solid people are really solid, and that really counts for something. And if you're going to find a mate, you have to find somebody who is like not fully passionate. And I think this is why this was conflicting. You kind of like find there is a big difference between emotion and passion, and this is all kind of like fire. And again, you are kind of like going to leave behind people who are fire, and you're going to have conversations and with people. You're going to get to know them because this is what came through it. This actually can be even a reunion with someone who uh, you had something before, um, and there is a pride. You're going to feel proud about yourself that you're gone through this week, that you did make an effort. And even if it's a reunion here with this guy, or with this woman, it will be with someone who you didn't necessarily think to be your perfect mate before. But since you kind of like got this pride in you kind of like got this like new knowledge, you're understanding, you're getting bigger tools in the box in how to deal with people. It's much easier for you to move ahead, and it's much easier for you now to understand that, well, you know what? I come in, they're like seasons and their reasons. And right now, I mean, you're realizing that you're ready for Libra 2.0. It was enough of waiting for you to kind of stand in front of your hole. You have this target. You want to find this person, and looks like you're like finding who that real and superb person will be for you. So for some of you, that person is going to come in life this week. For the others, you're going to be really, really clear on who you want. So dear Libras, thank you very much for supporting the channel. I'm going to again remind you, please subscribe, like, please join Facebook or order my readings. Like, it's only $10 to get like your yes or no answer. And yeah, join on Friday, live session. Thank you. I love you. Talk to you soon.